I don't want to set the bar too high and then we come up short, but we do have some exciting plans for episode 10.
I'm not down for the... You want to get canceled after 10 episodes?
Dude, you think that's going to cancel us? Dude.
Yeah. Like, being with a Rasta woman? What's that like?
I just wanted to say one more thing before we go off the jokes.
Okay.
Our next episode is going to be very special.
Hey man, listen man. We talked about this.
May I speak freely?
Sure.
Without fear of retribution?
No. It's like celebrating graduating first grade. You celebrate 100, you celebrate 200.
Everything else about the episode is going to be the same.
How about you wear the wig and do the accent?
What do you think about this idea? What we do is we just make this episode 100.
So you want to jump from 9 to 100?
Yes. Who says we can't?
Oh God.
Greetings, massive. Well, can you not do that right now? Let me cancel myself in peace over here. Greetings, massive. My name is Matt, and this is Timothy. Come on in, Tim.
Cut. Started eating a cookie.
What the?
What's good? Is that what you want me to do? Just come in like this?
Greetings, massive. Welcome to the island vibes of the Hey Man, Listen Man 100th episode celebration extravaganza, where we take you on a musical journey to the heart of Jamaica. My name is Matt, and his name is Timothy. Come on in, Timothy. Oh no. Oh no. Boom shaka.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Hey Man, Listen Man.
Boom boom.
My name's Tim.
I'm Matt.
Let's get into it.
Respect massive. Before we dive into the vibes, a quick word. We uphold the spirit of unity and respect here. If you're not ready for the embrace, the diverse beauty of the world, this ain't the space for ya.
What kind of shit are you rumbling on about? Diversity and spirit shit?
Respect massive. Before we dive into the vibes, we not tolerate no form of racism or negativity. So let's keep it positive, full of love, and jam in and jam on in our unity.
Is that some type of sing-song thing?
Bless up. Anyway, so welcome to the 100th episode of Hey Man, Listen Man.
It's not 100.
Stay in character.
It's the 10th.
You have to stay in character.
You're not in character.
Okay, man. You really want to play chicken like that? Boom! Welcome to the 100th episode of Hey Man, Listen Man.
It's not the 100th episode. It's the 10th episode. I am in character.
That's better. Go on.
You heard me.
It can be any number episode we want it to.
No, it can't just be any number. There's a reason why numbers exist, and you count with them.
We can make it any number we want, man.
We can't skip 90 episodes and just say it's the 100th episode.
Why not? You sure? And I do have a rebuttal for you. Went a little Irish there at the end.
There were some Irish settlers of the Jamaican Caribbean island. Lest you forget, lads.
You'll do that accent, huh? Okay. Life is one big party when you're still young. But who's gonna have your back? I can't.
They did kind of sound like a Leonard Skinner song, actually. I saw Leonard Skinner in 1969. Did I ever tell you about that? Do you like Leonard Skinner's song?
Them man the bad man. They have some cool licks on the guitar.
You say they bad?
They bad man.
Watch your mouth.
Me no like your tone.
Well, don't you say a bad thing about Leonard Skinner, the best band that Jesus ever created.
Jesus don't love you.
Listen, son, I'm serious now. You say Leonard Skinner's bad, it's gonna get real fussy in here.
I was born with Farsi.
We cool?
We cool, man. We cool.
Cool.
Yeah, man.
Cool. You guys do fist bump.
Yeah, man. Cool, man.
So anyway, what do you want to talk about today?
Right. So you ever heard of? What?
You know what?
Have you ever heard? I told you I'm gonna shift back into my own accent. I'm not trying to offend people. I'm gonna just do it a little. It's funny how bad it is.
I didn't say anything.
Are you saying that it's racist?
No, what?
Well, give me 1 second. I wrote a statement.
I never said it was racist.
I wrote a statement for this very occasion.
Listen, son, if there's one place to be racist, you can be racist here, that's for sure. That's, you know what I'm saying?
Here's my statement on the accusations of racism in this very episode happening right now.
Never.
Respect me, friend. Me have to apologize if me use the Jamaican accent and it not sit right with ya. And me sincerely sorry if it comes across in the wrong way. Let's move forward in a unity and understanding. Big respect. Boom, boom. Shaka. Pussy clap. Boom.
Son, your statement was more racist than anything you said before it.
Me no appreciate what you're saying. So this week I saw an article.
Just hard cut. So listen, this was all Matt's idea that we were going to do a big celebration of our 10th episode.
It's a secret agenda. Nope.
Why is the name of your notepad that you're reading off of called The Secret Agenda?
Because I had to hide it from you.
Yeah, let me be honest here. I did not want to do this at all. And I don't think there's really anything to celebrate. You celebrate 100. Heck, you celebrate 50. Maybe 25 if you want to get crazy.
You know, I saw a sign today. Something happened today that was otherworldly, divine, some would say. But 10 was a pretty significant number today.
Did you take the schizo meds today?
All 10 of them.
Isn't it prescribed only 2 a day?
I was behind 10, so I took them all. Shit's pretty crazy right now. Like, am I wearing dreads pretending to be Jamaican right now online?
Oh, you're going for Jamaican?
We got our 10th subscriber today.
Did we really?
Yeah, dude. It's a sign.
Who is it, your cousin?
No. I think it's a good thing. Whatever, man. Okay, you're here now. I'm going to celebrate the way I want to celebrate it. Okay? You can celebrate it the way you want to celebrate it. It was not my fault. Amazon sent me the wrong wig.
I'm glad. I did not want to be a Jamaican. Yeah, I'm very satisfied with this.
You got really lucky, honestly.
Yeah, some people probably didn't even realize I was acting for the first 10 minutes of this episode.
Me too.
Yeah.
Same.
No, we could tell. It was highly offensive.
No. Was it funny at all?
I don't know. We'll see.
No. I might have fucked up.
Nah, just kidding. It was funny. Yeah.
Good. Let me move on to the next segment where we talk about something we saw this week. I saw something this week. Apparently, a major makeup company, one that everybody's heard of, Sephora, released some kind of cream, like facial cream or something, that attracts hordes of spiders, like a powerful pheromone. People are suing now pretty much because they are getting eaten alive by spiders.
I thought it was pronounced Sephora.
There's no W in there, okay? It's not hora.
Yeah, it's Sephora.
Subhora.
Sephora.
Subhora. She's a subhora.
She's a sep.
She's subhora.
She's a whore with sepsis.
She's subhuman, but a whore. You know, there's whores and then there's sub-whores.
Yes. I like ultra bitches, not sub whores.
I'm going to end up using that sound clip.
I know, it sucks.
You fucked up. But anyway, this reminds me of a time. Do you want to tell them the story?
Yeah, I want to tell them the story. Yeah.
All right, go ahead. You take it away.
So I was, on this kick to go fishing, and I think I got like a fishing rod for Christmas. So called Matt one day, and we go down to the bait and tackle shop, like buy like whatever $20 of bait, get all prepared, and we go fishing down underneath the Ocean City Bridge. There is a little fishing pier, and we get there, it's packed. There's 100 people there?
I had a sinus infection or some kind of sinus something happening for days, and for some reason my grandma had this little bottle that was in some Asian writing, and she said to me, put one dab of this on each of your wrists and it will completely clear up your sinuses. And so me being a believer in Eastern science, I take it for fact.
Put one dab on your wrists and it will clear out your nose.
The stigmata. So I do that because my sinuses are bothering me. Tim hits me up to go fishing and unpack, and now we're fishing.
You're under the bridge. You're pretty much in the marsh. There's bugs, of course. And that's like, dude, I can't do it, man. The bugs they're killing me. I'm like, what are you talking about? I don't feel one bug. Maybe like a couple I killed. He's like, nah, man, like I can't do it, dude. I'm freaking out. I'm like, dude, you look fine. I'm looking around. I'm like, everybody else looks fine. Nobody's like swatting like a herd of gnats away. You're like, dude, the gnats. I'm literally getting eaten alive. I need to go.
100 people there, and there's no sign that bugs or gnats are impacting anyone else's day.
Yeah. So another 5 minutes go by. I'm like, dude, shut up. Stop being a pussy. And you go, dude, I can't do it anymore, dude. I'm going to the car, dude. Look at my arms. And you like pull up your sleeves, dude. Your arms are like spotted with black gnats just everywhere. You went and sat in the car for like 30 minutes while I stayed fishing out there, not bothered by one bug. Yeah. Everybody else stood out there. People were like camping outside, coolers set up. They were there for like 6, 7, 8 hours, just fishing all day. People were like frying fish up.
Families, babies.
You lasted like 10 and a half minutes.
It was unbearable. I've never been attacked like that. I mean, I was swarmed, and it was because that fucking oil.
And it all comes back to the suspect Asian cream that you couldn't read. Like, who knows?
I don't know if you remember, they attacked me all the way home. Like, they were still like,
they were on your body in the car. Yeah. You brought them into the car. Yeah, I remember that. They were like on the inside window. You're like, dude, look. They were like trying to get out.
Yeah.
After they ate your flesh.
Yeah, I mean,
there was probably fish oil in there.
Probably,
the ingredients. You probably smelled like a dead, rotting fish carcass.
Yeah.
To a bunch of marsh gnats.
Yeah. They were big gnats. Okay. I was trying to tell you that day. I'm trying to tell you still.
See, I disagree with that. Matt was trying to convince me that these were like abnormal gnats. I thought they were normal gnats, regular gnats. There was just a hell of a lot of them.
There was absolutely no reason for them to attack. I didn't have any kind of cologne on or anything like that. I was going fishing. All I put on was this shit, and it went ape shit.
What do they call that? Occam's razor, like the simplest solutions, usually the right one.
Yeah.
It had to be the cream. That's the only different thing you did in your routine.
Yeah.
I bet there's probably nobody else at the pier that was wearing some weird cream that day. So that's
exactly.
If I was a betting man, I'm gonna put it on this.
Exactly. I can't take you seriously with that hair.
Cream. So what this one does? What it attracts spiders?
So I'll read directly from the article here. A review on Sephora's site said the internet wild, warning folks who are scared of wolf spiders not to butter their bodies.
Oh no, they're big wolf spiders.
They have to be. They're called wolf spiders. Claiming the product is a magnet for the pesky insects. The cashier claims the bugs have appeared every day since using the lotion, adding, One time, the spider wanted to eat whatever ingredient it is so bad that it chased me. I swear on everything, I'd run left, it ran left.
Shut up.
End quote.
So
Sentient spiders.
wow, because usually spiders run away from you, which is like somewhat reassuring if you're scared of them, but I can't imagine a spider running towards you, chasing you like a dog.
Now let me make it make sense. Because there's only one thing that would make any creature on the planet act that way. What is it?
Auntie Anne's pretzels?
Pussy. The bizarre review, also Auntie Anne's pretzels. I love those pretzels.
Hell yeah.
Those things are banging.
Pretzel man.
Okay, don't call my name out.
Actually, German accents kind of sound Jamaican in a way.
Don't do that to me. I have the rest of the episode. The bizarre review spun quite a web on the web. I didn't write that. Someone discovered a combination of and someone
What's going on?
Someone discovered a combination of farnesyl acetate and hexadecyl hexadecyl acetate often attracts male spiders. There we go. This is why if you ever want to date an elephant, you got to make sure you smell good. Yeah. The bigger the nose, the better the smell. That's the thing is, people with big eyes, that means that they have a higher percentage of sight. Like,
Wow. Groundbreaking stuff there, Matt. People with bigger eyes have better sight. Was that science?
What happens if you have bigger eyes, huh? You have a smaller nose. And so, your sense of smell is less.
Have you seen Italian women? They can have big eyes and noses.
I have not seen any Italian women in quite a while. Hence the sign, number of days without incident. Big up Chet Hanks, the man bringing the Caribbean vibes to the world. In this special episode, we dedicate the airwaves to the one and only Chet Hanks. Chetana, spreading the love for the Jamaican culture. We salute ya, Chet. So kick back, enjoy the vibes, and let's celebrate the fusion of cultures. Blessings, me man.
You talking about Chet?
Yeah, I'm talking about Chet Hanks.
I think I know Chet's father, Forrest Gump. He played football at Alabama. How could I forget, man? He was one of the best kick returners in school history.
You must be a big fan.
Huge fan. Love me some Forrest Gump, man. I got his autographed jersey in my man cave.
Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah, Massy.
Yeah, you got any hand sanitizer? Hey, brother, when's the last time you showered?
I shower every day, man. You are racist.
So if you don't cut your hair at all, and specifically people say all hair,
you people,
what goes on down there, down the Southeastern Conference?
None of your beeswax.
So for the 10th episode, we figured we would do a callback to our first episode, which we had no idea what the heck we were doing, and we said, hey, let's do our top 10 movies. So we're going to continue that because we didn't finish it in episode 1. So in the first episode, we left off with my number 6 movie because Matt's number 6 movie was my number 5 movie. So we kind of put them together, which was Mother. Enough said about Mother. We've talked enough about it. So my number 6 movie, coming in right below Mother, is classic movie, man. Maybe one of the best comedies, in my opinion. I think it was the pinnacle of really just the comedy film that has come to die in recent years. They don't make movies like this anymore, and frankly, it really wasn't even that controversial. This movie I'm talking about is Wedding Crashers, starring Vince Vaughn, Owen Wilson. One of the most quotable movies that's ever been made. It still gets quoted to this day. Rule number 76, no excuses, play like a champion.
Stage 5 clinger.
It was my first Asian. Crab cakes in football. That's what Maryland does. Like, it goes on and on.
It's true. It's true. You make some good points there.
I'm reading Don't Kill Myself books, and you come in here and tell me you're getting married?
Boom, and me love that thing's fun, man. He's funny, man.
One of the best movies ever. There's been talks for years that they're going to do a sequel to that movie. Still hasn't come to fruition. We can only hope and pray. Looking at the rest of my list, that is it's the only comedy I have from here on out. It's only going to get darker. Right?
So that's your number one comedy?
I guess, yeah, in a way.
Fair enough.
You know, there's maybe funnier movies out there, but I just think that's the most classic to me. It's, you know, everybody has that movie that they've seen 1,000 times and can watch again and again and never gets old. That's Wedding Crashers to me. Some of these movies that are going to come in ahead of it are maybe less rewatchable. Wedding Crashers might be the most rewatchable movie for me.
Surprisingly, I can't argue with you. I don't have a comedy in my top 5. You know, there's essence of comedy in other movies that I have in my top 5, but so that brings me to my So my number 5 is actually the same as your number 4, and so it kind of works out. We'll just talk about it at the same time. It is the second installment in the Christopher Nolan Batman trilogy, The Dark Knight, which is the showcase for the entire lifespan's work of one man, Mr. Heath Ledger, you know, who really, it wasn't his last film. His last film was the
Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus,
correct,
which is a great movie. Check it out.
Amazing movie, yeah. Which, if you don't know, he died during the filming of that. They had to fill in his role with a bunch of other actors who volunteered, A-list actors,
Yeah.
Jude Law.
Just some random people, Johnny Depp.
Yeah, nobody's.
Colin Farrell.
Correct, Colin Farrell, yep. But we're talking about Dark Knight now. So I think we've talked about Dark Knight before. We don't have to go too in-depth with it. But it deserves its place on everyone's top 5, no matter how you feel about movies.
Yeah, it's the best superhero movie that's ever been made.
Well, I don't necessarily agree with that, but
So I have this ranked higher than you. I have this at number 4, and yeah, you got to get The Dark Knight. It's due. It's, you know, probably the most classic comic book movie if you are around our age. I think if you're in your 30s, even, you know, late 20s. This movie was a big freaking deal, and it, in a way, historically, it kicked off this era that we now live in, which is the superhero movie era. We've had some great years, but, you know, let me remind you that back in 2008 or 2007, whenever this came out, I don't think Iron Man came out yet. Right? They might have come out the same time or a month or two apart.
yeah, definitely not before the Christopher Nolan trilogy began.
Right, yeah. This movie really kind of kick-started this big superhero push.
Yeah, it felt like before that studios weren't so faithful in making their money back on a big investment on that type of movie. And then, I mean, that sparked it. That, without a doubt, was the first big one. And they had the perfect director to do it because he made sure it was practical, it was down to earth, had a completely different, more realistic vibe. And then they had the perfect actors to do it. You know, Christian Bale, not the best Batman, not my favorite Batman, but all we needed him to be was sort of just a conduit that could attract all these other performances around him. From Michael Caine to
Harvey Dent.
To Harvey Dent, to obviously the Joker,
Commissioner Gordon. Yeah.
Even Morgan Freeman, you know.
Yeah, in a way, like Christian Bale's Batman is so flat that he's almost like the foil to all these other great side characters.
Right.
He really kind of brings out everybody's personality, and It's a tremendously well-written movie. Just dialogue. It feels real, and I don't know if anybody's going to ever be able to outdo it.
My number 4, and I think you can agree with me, that when we're talking about the movies on this list now, they are all kind of interchangeable. The top 4 could take the place of one another, but
They're splitting atoms at this level.
yeah, pretty much, except for my number 1, which I think is light years above all the rest. But anyway, my number 4 is Everything Everywhere All at Once, a more recent movie made its way onto the top 5. If you haven't seen it, okay, and when I say see it, I don't mean you watched it up to that part that made you feel uncomfortable and then you stopped, because that's not seeing this movie. You have to see this movie and force yourself to watch the entire thing through with an open mind. Don't you agree?
Absolutely. This was one that I considered for my top 10, but when I really am realistic with this movie, I think I need to see it again. And I think it's really just a very, very good movie. I don't know if it's a top 10 for me, but I can't fault you for where it's at.
I mean, there were very few movies in my life where I felt uncontrollably emotionally moved. I think Hereditary is an instance of that. I think another movie that would be a good example for that would be Marley and Me. And then, finally, Everything Everywhere All at Once. But the final scene where the mother is fighting to save the daughter from the eternal abyss and giving up, and they finally realize just what everything is all about, which is nothing, but everything. The world is as big as you make it. That scene was just so moving.
Yeah, it was a powerful movie, no doubt. It was a wild ride, very creative. They did multiverses just as well as Marvel.
The character Waymond and his relationship with the wife. Alpha Waymond is his actual character name. He is the pussy husband of
the main character.
The main character.
Yeah.
His relationship with the wife and everything he goes through to kind of keep them together also just broke me. Something about that movie just got the recipe right. And it just moved me.
Yeah. I mean, it's a very enjoyable movie. Actually, not for everybody. I remember bringing that up at work one time. But I saw that movie and I was like, it's great. Everybody's got to go see it. And somebody else saw it and they were like, yeah, it was okay. Like, I got bored in the first 30 minutes.
Yeah, they were probably on their phone.
I know, it's tough nowadays, man. A lot of people just give up on movies too early.
Oh, man, that's a movie everyone should be forced, to give a chance front to back.
I don't think you should be able to judge any movie unless you finish it.
Yeah, that's pretty fair. Although there are some movies where if you did, I wouldn't blame you, like John Wick. If you watch the first 20 minutes of a John Wick, you're seeing what you're going to see. Right, and so that brings us, ladies and gentlemen, on this very special 100th episode Jamaican Extravaganza celebration to our top 3 best movies of all time. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Hey Man, Listen Man. This shit's going down right after... I need my cigarette. I hope you know I need my cigarette. Hope you know I need my cigarette. Hope you know I need my cigarette. So please give me my cigarette. I hope you know I need my cigarette. Hope you know I need my cigarette. Yes, I need my cigarette.
In America.
Time.
No, wait, did you make the song? You made the song, didn't you?
Cigarette time in America, America, America. Cigarette time in America, America.
Cigarette. Fuck me with that cigarette. Yeah. Yeah, such a nice cigarette.
It's a vibe, it's a chat, it's cigarette time in America, where the air is filled with more than just smoke. Let's jet into it, brethren. Me people, boom boom.
Listen to me, son. In this country, we speak American. I don't know what you just said, but I don't think I appreciate it or like it. So now you're going to put that into Google Translate for me right now. What you just said, type it up, and then hit play so I can understand.
Welcome to cigarette time in America, is what I'm saying, brethren. You're smoking a fag.
Oh, you want to smoke fags? Ah, why don't you just say so then? We'll go down to the roller rink, smoke some fags.
I think we're thinking of different things here, man.
Oh, what you mean?
Smoke a cig.
Oh, like
A cigarette.
like a fag, okay.
Me ponder what you were talking about, man.
I'm glad you went first.
We'll be right back after this cigarette time in America.
Well, me massive. We reached the end of this wicked episode. We hope you enjoyed the vibes, the laughter, and the reasoning. Big up to co-host name. You don't know my name? Big up to co-host name for holding it down with me. Remember, if he hit that, and Mech, what the fuck does that mean, dude?
I don't know.
And Mech, we link up again, Pondy, next time. Why does it say your name and co-host name? Wow. You did this on ChatGPT.
Cigarette Time in America is brought to you today by us and you guys. And we want to thank everybody that has watched up to this point, everybody who's checking out our shorts, everybody who's supporting whatever way you can. We appreciate all of it, and it drives us, and we want to keep making fun, creative entertainment content that you can't really nail down in the future for you and for everybody else.
Yeah, please support us, or we're going to be homeless soon. It's not looking good.
Well, this was to thank the people who do support us already.
Yeah, well, tell your friends, because it's a little touch and go right now.
Okay. It's go.
Please.
It's not touch and go, it's go. And it's go thanks to you guys. And we are going to continue at this and keep chipping away. And, let's find out if we get canceled.
They're going to kick us out of the studio. We've been here a week.
We're fine, man. We filmed like 3 or 4 episodes.
All right.
So let's bring it back around to our top 10 movies of all time. I think it's time we finally unveil after how many weeks? We said in episode 1 we were going to introduce ourselves by telling you our top 10 movies of all time. And we are going to finally, after a long time, tell you what our top 3 movies are. And so here we go. Without further ado, Tim, what is your third best movie of all time?
My number 3 movie is Good Will Hunting.
How about them apples?
We're going to start off the top 3 with some heavy hitters. And I don't think I have to say much about Good Will Hunting. I stand on it. I stand with it. I'm all about it. It's got one of the most talented performers ever in Robin Williams, who does a different role than was expected of him at the time. He played a very serious therapist role, and
Tim,
takes to another level.
Tim, it's not your fault. Tim.
Shut the fuck up.
Tim, it's not your fault.
Shut the fuck up.
It's not
Say,
your fault.
if you say that again, I'm gonna punch you.
It's not your fault. Tim, it's not your fault. It's not your fault, Tim.
Good Will Hunting, it's not everybody knows this, I guess, but it is Matt Damon and Ben Affleck's first movie that they wrote together before they were famous.
Mm-hmm.
And it was kind of their debut, an introduction. They won an Oscar for it. It was their big coming out party. And they knocked it out of the park for amateurs.
I mean, you would have to live in a cave to not know what it's about, but a quick rundown is that a janitor in a low-income neighborhood happens to be a genius, but he has a lot of pent-up issues from his childhood. And through the help of a psychiatrist played by Robin Williams and a teacher at Harvard where he's a janitor, he is pulled out of poverty and given opportunities because of how smart he is. It's a beautiful movie. It's perfectly done. Really, talk about must-sees. I'm going to be a broken record with it from here on out. This is a must-see movie.
Absolutely, like bucket list movie. Very deep. My favorite part's like the monologue when the scene where Robin Williams is on the bench and Matt Damon meets him out there.
The farting monologue?
Yes, it ends there, but it weaves. There's a lot before that. He's like, basically says to him in so many words, like, you've read all these books, but you never lived life. You've read Shakespeare, but you don't know love. Just great, well-written movie, well acted, great movie.
Okay, good start, Good Will Hunting, number 3 for Tim. We'll move on now to my number 3. My number 3, best movie of all time. You Were the Chosen One. I Have the High Ground. Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith.
It's still to this day the best Star Wars movie, in my opinion.
Let's put the story, the acting, let's put all of that aside, even though it's amazing and it's a culmination of an epic journey. Let's put all of that aside. Let's look at the first scene in the movie, the first battle scene happening in the stars, okay? The first Star War in that movie, where Anakin and Obi-Wan are in separate ships, a bunch of droids attached to Obi-Wan's ship. Anakin pretty much has to like brush them off, and then they crash land onto General Grievous's ship. It is an action-packed, not even to mention, that all leads up to the lightsaber scene with Count Dooku, which is the culmination of the last movie. If you watch the show, you know I'm a fan of Clone Wars, the cartoon, and Rebels. This has no impact on me putting this movie where it's at. I would have put it here at number 3 before I saw any of that stuff and was so invested. I would have put it there. It is Darth Vader becoming Darth Vader. It is epic. They landed on every front. It is amazing. See it, okay? Mustafar.
Yeah, it's the Rise of Vader. Yeah, best Star Wars movie to date, for sure.
My number 2, best movie of all time. Almost as good as my best movie of all time, but not quite. Ladies and gentlemen, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1. I challenge you to find any movie, comic book or otherwise, that nails an emotional connection as well as the first Guardians of the Galaxy does.
You let me know everything's alright. I'm hooked on the feeling.
It revived the entire company. It revived the entire genre. And there's a reason James Gunn is now the head of creative over at DC.
Yeah, interesting. This made a higher mark on the list than Dark Knight.
Yeah, well, there's a reason. And I'll tell you right now with one scene, okay? And again, it is the first scene in the movie when Star-Lord, Peter Quill, is standing at the bedside of his mother. And she is moving on. She is passing on. This tore you apart. I'm sure you remember. It takes you from that low. And the story goes that he immediately is taken by the Ravagers, a group of aliens who
Led by
led by Yondu, played by Michael, I forget his last name, from Walking Dead. This movie changed comic book movies so much so that you still feel the ripples from it today. Like, you could see a comic book movie today and you are going to get a 70s or 80s hit. You are going to get some kind of funny, exciting action montage. That levity was created in Guardians of the Galaxy. And to be perfectly clear, it didn't take away from the stakes. It was still a high stakes, good comic book movie.
Yeah, I think you like the soundtrack more than you like this movie sometimes.
I love it, but certainly not. Let's us not forget when Groot sacrificed himself and Rocket Raccoon was holding his corpse and Drax walked up and put his arm around him to console him. That moment was super heavy before you knew that Groot came back.
Dude, just Groot in general. Groot was a game changer. He was the first Baby Yoda.
Yeah, Baby Groot. I stand by it. It's my number 2 best movie of all time, and it's for everybody. So you gotta love that.
So my number 2 is a classic from the late 90s. Probably the best thriller I think that's ever been made. Psychological thriller, I mean, specifically, and that's Fight Club. Brad Pitt, Edward Norton. Really sign of the times with casting. They were, big actors at that time in the 90s. They still are to this day. But one of the best twists in a movie, I think. It's been kind of mocked 1,000 times. It's almost become part of like pop culture. Even if you haven't seen the movie, you probably have some hints now.
Yeah, you know what I just realized actually? I just watched Old School. And a lot of Old School is parodying Fight Club.
Yep.
Which I never realized until just watching it recently.
Exactly. Like, how many times did you hear, what's the first rule of Fight Club? You don't talk about Fight Club. Like, that was, it's like a hack joke now to this day.
Yeah.
You just got like, oh God. Yeah.
Right.
You hate hearing that. But I think it's one of the best twists in a movie, mystery movies, where in a way for me this movie was inspiring. It was kind of the first movie of this type that made me intrigued with psychological thrillers and really
Perspective.
perspective movies, introspective movies, like character movies. Great performances all around.
Bellatrix Lestrange is in it.
Yeah.
Tim Burton's wife.
Yes.
Yeah.
Great cast. Jared Leto from 30 Seconds to Mars. At the time, that's all he was known for.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
He's the guy that gets his face beat to a pulp.
Right.
Great movie about anarchy, in a way, taking over the world, and
Combined with mental illness. It's such a great movie.
but really mental illness. Fascinating. I've heard the book's even better.
Yeah.
I really want to read it sometime. The author is a very interesting guy. He's like pretty smart dude.
Hell yeah. I agree. I can't fight with Fight Club. And ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the time that you've been waiting for. Tim's number 1 best movie of all time.
I'll preface my number 1 pick with this. Then I'm not saying this is the best movie that's ever been made. I'm saying it's my favorite movie, and it's the best in my eyes. So let's just get that clear, okay? My number one movie is an M. Night Shyamalan movie that you're probably not expecting. Probably think I'm going to say The Sixth Sense. My number one movie is Signs, starring Mel Gibson, Joaquin Phoenix.
Wow. And the Culkin.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you. They keep popping up everywhere. M. Night stars in it himself late in the movie. It's a good perspective of an alien invasion from the perspective of a small town family, that are rural farmers and a priest live in the middle of nowhere. And in true M. Night fashion, there's obviously some twists and turns. Personally, I think it's the best alien movie that's ever been made. I'd never was so horrified by an alien movie. Like, usually alien movies don't really scare me.
Mm-hmm.
This movie made me actually feel scared, like something that War of the Worlds should have done but couldn't accomplish. Signs was like eerie, and it felt very personal.
I'm sure you can relate to this. I'll never forget the time that I went to see that movie, and the scene came up where Merrill is in the cupboard and he's watching the television.
He's in Harry Potter's room.
Yeah. And they had the news on, and they showed a clip from a quinceañera or birthday party in
Like, we're
Mexico.
going to go live to the scene in Mexico City where we're getting word of footage of a sighting. And it is probably a second, maybe a half a second in duration of how you see this alien.
But the problem is that it takes about 5 or 6 seconds where you're just sitting there watching a little kid's party. It looks like nothing. You only-
Mira, andale, look. What do the kids say?
and all of a sudden, with a big drop, it crosses across the yard, and it scarred me as a child.
I remember that exact moment. I had a jolt of electricity that went through my body.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I think it was honestly adrenaline. I just didn't know what it felt like at a young age.
Oh yeah, I was ready to go. I said, I enjoyed this movie up until this point. I don't like it anymore.
Yeah. It's thrilling, but it's also a deep movie as well. Like, kind of the premise of the movie is Mel Gibson is a priest who his wife was just killed in a tragic car accident, and he loses faith in God, and he leaves the church. M. Night Shyamalan movies, so everything has some meaning behind things, and we'll just say that his faith comes into question, and really kind of the spirit of that movie is, do you believe everything's a coincidence, or do you believe in signs and that things happen for a reason?
And then
I think it's the most well done type with that type of theme for a movie, because others have tried it, and it's sometimes come across corny.
no one's done this. No one has ever done a pro-religion, pro-God alien movie.
Right.
That's never been done.
They took that stance, and that's what made it interesting.
That's what made it interesting. That's what made it unique. And yeah, swing away, Meryl.
Right.
One of my favorite moments in any movie ever.
Swing away, Meryl.
Oh, that whole scene where you put it all together and you're like, holy shit, I guess it might be science.
That might have been my first time I saw Joaquin. Now I'm thinking about it. At that point.
No, so for me it was Gladiator. And ladies and gentlemen, moving on to our final number one movie, my number one best movie of all time. Here we go. Me tell you about this movie called Forrest Gump, brethren. The man run like him late for curry goat. Talk about life like him a philosopher. And him even meet the president. Me never see one man do so much and still depend the slow side. Him talk about chocolates like a sweet oracle. And the way him say, run Forrest, run. Me did have a laugh till me drop. Me rate this movie high for the humor and little life lessons. If you never watch it yet, you better catch up. Make your belly laugh full of laughs. My number one movie, ladies and gentlemen, the best movie ever made, is the one, the only, fight me if you disagree, Forrest motherfucking Gump. I may not be a smart man, but I know what love is.
He literally will fight you if you say otherwise.
Lieutenant Dan, you got new legs.
This man has been to every bubblegum shrimp restaurant east of the Mississippi. He's seen Forrest Gump once every year.
Forrest Gump Day.
Yeah, he created a holiday.
Yeah.
I think it's July 15th.
Correct? Good job. Wow. Lieutenant Dan, ice cream. Now, there's not enough I can say about this movie. It quite literally has everything. Everything I said about Guardians pretty much applies here, except it was 10 or 15 years before. It was so before its time. You cannot compare any other movie. It holds up. Every scene is either funny, interesting, fun, or sad.
Overall, it's hard to disagree with that. My only take on the movie is just, the reason I don't consider it a great movie is, there's some questionable things in it, and there's some characters I don't like in that movie, like Jenny. I think Jenny gets way, way, way too easy of a ride on her actions in that movie. My girl was not only...
Don't you come in here making me do Donald Trump hands because you want to talk shit about my Jenny.
Yeah, Jenny, who manipulated a special needs man.
We was like peas and carrots again, Jenny and me.
Yeah.
Sometimes there just aren't enough rocks. Listen, man. God, make me a bird so I can fly far, far, far away from here.
That's one of the happiest movies, but I think it's also one of the saddest movies. Because there's a scene in Forrest Gump that hits me like really not many other scenes do, and I can't watch it anymore.
Can I guess what it is?
Yeah, you probably know. Because
Mama died on a Wednesday.
well, now you're close. Keep going.
I miss you, Jenny.
Yes.
But it is all a roller coaster that leads to a cherry on top. He has all the money. He has no problems anymore. Everybody knows and loves him, and he has a part of Jenny with him at all times.
Yeah, she gave him an AIDS baby. How nice of her.
Dude, don't talk about Forrest Jr. that way. He's not like me. Is he like me?
Tom Hanks' performance in the movie. All
right, we're gonna cut. I will not hear
Everybody.
it.
Simple Jack. And what they say in Simple Jack is you never go for.
Tell them you love the fucking movie. Be real.
I like the movie.
You love the movie.
Not as much as you.
Bro, are you fucking telling me you don't love Forrest Gump?
Oh, hell no. Let me fucking put my...
Bro, you know what, dog?
I'm gonna tie my hair up real quick and then I'm gonna beat it. You know what, dog?
About to beat your ass like that fucking breakdancer in Tekken.
It's gonna turn into a girl fight. So that was our top 10. We have concluded it. Subject to change in the future, of course. New movies are made every year, so might see some new movies that pique our interest, break into the top 10. Might even reevaluate our top 10 at some point, because sometimes I see a movie again and I'm like, damn, I forgot how good that movie was, and it deserves more credit. So
Yeah.
it's a fluid list, I would say, but some concrete ones in there. The top 4 or 5 probably aren't going to leave anytime soon.
No. My number one won't change. Me happy reason with ya about this brethren. Using the Jamaican accent as a joke can come off disrespectful and reinforce stereotypes. The language and the way we talk carry history. When people use it lightly, it can trivialize the real experiences and culture. So make we keep it real and show the love and appreciation the right way. Bless up. Now we're gonna do jokes.
And here's Matt with a joke.
Here's a question for all you mind readers. Okay, what's the answer? Ladies and gentlemen, Tim with a joke.
Did you ever notice white people love capes? Like clothing and geography?
Well, me massive, we reached the end of this wicked episode. Me hope you enjoy the vibes, the laughter, and the reasoning we shared today. Big up to Tim for holding it down with me. Remember, if we hit that subscribe button, share the love, and make we link up again pon the next time. From the heart and the island to the world, this Matt alongside Tim, saying enough love and respect. Stay irate till the next time. Me people, blessings. This has been the exciting 100th episode of Hey Man, Listen Man. Thank you for coming along with us this far. Thanks for coming along with us this far.
There you go.
We'll see. We'll see. Precision is my middle name.
I thought it was.
Thanks for joining us. See you next week. Live life. Don't let it live you.
Did you ever notice white people love capes? Like clothing and geography? You weren't expecting that one.
I like it.
You haven't heard that one yet.
Geography joke. No. Fresh.
Cape Cod, Cape May,
Yeah, Cape.
and like Superman Cape.
They also like the fish cape, right? Like fried cape.
Capers. Oh no.
No, cape. Yeah. Never had like fried cape?
Cape? Is that really a fish? Cape fish.
Pretty sure it's called
Cod.
might be cod. Well, I think I'm mixing up cape and cod.
Cape Cod.
Oh, that's why. Cape Cod. That makes sense.